I'm excited and challenged today. My excitement is that I'm not on a plane around the world where I usually am, 24, 26 hours to deliver a 45-minute talk to come back. I'm super pumped to be here because this is Pembroke, this is Algonquin College, and this gave me the foundation for basically who I am today. So I have fond memories and I'm super proud to be an ambassador of Algonquin College. It's a great school, especially from the innovative ways that they move forward, not only with technology, but in how they teach kids and students what's next. They're always looking for that what's next. They're not standing still. So this building is a testament to that. So I'm excited for that. I'm challenged in the fact that I have 15 minutes to give you 25 years of experience, and my daughter has a hockey game back in Canada at 6:30. So if I can make it without a speeding ticket, that would be great. My career started, again, at Algonquin College, working there as a professor. And one of the biggest things hit me when I was a prof there. When students came up to me and said, "Look, you're changing my life. You're really having an impact on me. And I love teaching." And I think part of today is giving back. You're going to hear from some great speakers, but this, for us, is an opportunity to give back. But it's also an opportunity for you to not just take our story in and say, yeah, this is great, this is wonderful, you did it, but what can we really do? But I want you to think throughout all the presentations today on how you can apply the Dream Big philosophy, okay? Because it's one thing to come here, sit here, listen, get all inspired, get all educated, and get wowed, and then go back to our lives. Because we know what happens when we walk out the door. Reality hits. So today, I'm going to talk about a few things. And my theme is dream it and do it. How do we turn a dream into a reality? Now let me ask you, how many people here have had a dream before? How many people have had a nightmare before? There's a big difference between both, right? So the dreams that we're going to talk about, because you say, well, follow your dreams, follow your dreams. I think you need to create your dreams. You don't need to follow them. You need to consciously think about what it is you want to do. I was in New York City on election day. And I was giving a talk there was about 800 people in the room. And it amazed me at how passionate New Yorkers were about the outcome of what happened. It was amazing. And the reason why it was amazing is because I thought, do you really think that whoever won the election is going to have that much of an impact on your life? And for some people, they believed it. But I'm thinking, well, why are you not just doing what you want to do? Why are you not taking the steps? Why do we need Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton to tell us that we can do something or we can't do something? And a lot of times, think about it, how many times have we made excuses why we couldn't do anything? My excuse, I wanted to be an NHL hockey player, I wanted to be a professional baseball player. I had severe asthma, and thanks to my mom, she was a nurse. She probably saved my life many times. But my excuse was, oh, well, maybe I have asthma, but the reality of it was, I just didn't have what it took. I didn't put in the effort. I didn't put in the time. That's the reality. And we blame outside circumstances. Look what Jamie just said about the school. We didn't have any money. They could have just said, okay, we don't have any money, we don't have any time, we don't have any resources, let's just throw the towel in and let's not achieve our goals. When in reality, those are not barriers. They're just mental blocks from us trying to achieve something. Does anybody think they're too old to dream? I'm too old. I'm not good looking enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the money. I don't have the resources. I don't have the time. Anybody think those things? They're just excuses. They're just excuses. So my encouragement for you today is to really push those excuses aside and really look inside, do some self-reflection, and think about what it is that you can actually do. What is it that you want to do? Don't let dreams lead you. Lead the dream. Take the initiative. Take the action. So, what is a dream? Does anybody recognize this gentleman? Dr. Freud. And Dr. Freud, great insight, because science has come a long way, but we still can't decide, why do we dream? Why do we wake up in the middle of the night? Because we're falling? Why do we think of certain things? But he basically said, look, our dreams are a result of our deepest desires and anxieties. We have a challenge in today's world. We're pushing IQ, 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 intellect, and we're not working on the other side of our brain, which is the emotional side, the feeling side. Does anybody know how you make decisions in life? How do you make decisions in life? How do you decide to buy a car? What to eat? What to wear? What to watch? On TV or on YouTube? It's emotion. You ever see those car commercials? Family getting into the van, taking their kids to soccer, to hockey. It's pure emotion. It's pure emotion. So as a result, we have these dreams, we have these desires, we have these anxieties based on what we fear and what we want. Pain, pleasure. So we now need to consciously think about some of the things that we want. How many people here have repressed a dream? Show of hands. Meaning you thought about it and you're like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. I shouldn't do it. Why do we do that? Why do we do that? I'm in the same boat. I did it for years. Were we afraid of what other people might think? Were we afraid that we were going to fail? So why do most people not achieve their dreams? Number one, we settle. We settle. It's okay, right? It's good. Look at the rapper Eminem as an example. You don't have to like his music, but you look where he came from. He had nothing to lose. He didn't settle. He pushed through, and he succeeded. You look at those television shows or those contests like The Voice. Which one do you cheer for? The rich kid that has a really good voice, or the poor kid that came from nothing that has the exact same voice? We want those stories. And those are the ones that push through. Why? Because they have nothing to lose. For those of us that have a roof over our head, we have a decent meal, we have a decent life, a decent relationship, decent family, everything's just good. Anybody have kids here? When your kids come home from school, what do you ask them? How was your day? Well, for those of you that don't have kids, were you a kid once? What'd your parents say to you? How was your? And what'd you say? Good. And then what did you do? Just left it there and hoped everything was good? When you go into work, what do you say to your colleagues? How you doing? How do you feel? Good, good, good. Everything is just good. It's not acceptable because there's no watermark. We need to have pain. We need to have pleasure. We need to have emotion. That's what makes us human beings. We sit in front of a screen all day and we pound at keys and we talk to a device. Has anybody ever went out for dinner and looked over at tables and everybody was like this? Could you imagine if somebody from Mars came down and looked at us as a species? And what are they create? Like they're sitting right beside them. Why do they need this? Is this some sort of transponder device that needs to translate the communication? But we settle. Everything is good. We don't want to interact anymore. And I think the beauty of what the future is holding, and Algonquin is doing this, is that we're going to have to interact more with each other. You know why? Because everybody has access to the technology, so everything is going to be the same. So what's going to make me want to hire you, work with you, do business with you? Know, like, and trust. So we're not going to be able to settle anymore. There's too much competition out there. There's too many people with access to too many things. And if we just sit here and do nothing about it, we're going to get passed by. Whether we like it or not, we're not here to judge it. It's about evolution. Don't settle. Number one. Scared. Anybody scared of how they look when they do something new? You ever be in an event or an auditorium where somebody stands up and gives a standing ovation? I'm not segueing into anything here. But one person does it. They're the odd person. Then it's 2, then it's 3, then it's 4. Then it's everybody except for 2 or 3 in the back, and they're kind of looking going, uh-oh, we're outnumbered now. So I got to stand up. Right? That's how things happen. That's how change happens. We're first resistant, we're second reluctant, and then all of a sudden we look around and go, oh, everybody's doing it. What Algonquin is doing is fantastic because they're on the early adopters, the innovative side. They're like, we don't care. We're going to push it, and we're going to set the trend. We're not going to wait for it to follow and just kind of piggyback off of everything else. And support. This is probably the biggest thing. Most people don't have support in their lives. I look at it, if we have a roof over our head, we have the basic needs of life. I always say I won the lottery of life. Great parents, great community to grow up in, taught me some great skills about life. There's no excuse. There's no excuse when you have the support. I feel it's our job and my dream when you talk about dreaming big. Mine is to inspire millions and millions of people to think innovatively, to think creatively, to figure out how they want to work, live, and play. That's my big dream. And that's why I do what I do. And that means sacrifice, but that's okay. But you need support. And when you have it, there's no excuse for you not to go out and support others to do it. What's the number one thing for job satisfaction in the world? Anybody know? Think it's money? Show of hands, you think it's money. Think it's title? You think it's contribution? Show of hands. It's contribution. To know that we mattered. Think about it. If we're lucky, we have 80.2 years of life. Hopefully most of that will be healthy. That goes out to 43 million minutes. Approximately. That's the geek side of me. What are you going to do with those minutes? It's about contributing. Think about the job you're in. Think about the life you have. Think about the relationships you have. Is it just good? Or is there opportunity to be better? Are there things that you're holding back because you're afraid? So, how do we achieve it? First thing, it starts with a fundamental belief. You have to believe. You have to believe. It doesn't matter what faith, what religion, it doesn't matter what you believe in, but you have to start by believing in yourself. And you have to say to yourself that it's worth it. We live in a world that is highly sensationalized. We see people up on stage, or we see people making millions of dollars, or on the field. But do you see what they've done in the trenches? I've had the fortune to work with some celebrities, some athletes, major brands, and you see all the work that goes on behind the trenches. Even this event. You see this lights, camera, action, the sensational stuff, everything is glamorous, which it is, but there's work that has to go in behind it. And it's the same thing with taking it out of our mind and putting it into reality. Because it's easy to think about it, isn't it? How easy is a dream? How easy is a dream? We could think of anything. We have endless possibilities in here. So why can't we manifest that in the real world? Because it's hard. It takes effort. It takes time. Maybe it doesn't come out how we vision it. Has anybody ever planned anything before? Has it ever turned out how it's been planned? More than once? If it is, I want to talk to you. That's the irony of it. You make these plans, you do these things, and it never turns out, but ultimately something good comes out of it. And that fundamental belief, or the fundamental thing is, you got to start with a belief, no matter what. Number 2, I want you to humor me. I want you to close your eyes for a sec. And I want you to picture your kitchen in your house. Describe it. Visualize, detail. Don't worry, I'm not going to come up and scare you. Halloween was last week. Okay, open your eyes. What did you see? Did you see a picture of your kitchen in your house? Depends on your attention span, right? Some of the younger generation are like, well, that was way too long. I needed to do something else. But we need to harness the power of visualization. You know that our brain cannot tell the difference between something that is vividly imagined and something that is real. And if you want to contest that, think about this. How many people have woken up from a dream where they were falling or they were scared and they started sweating? Was it real? Or even a scary movie? So harness that power. Why? Because that gets your body into your physiology. And then it becomes more real. You have some passion. You have some energy that gets put towards that. If you look at athletes, you look at golfers especially. They visualize where the ball is going to go. You look at hockey players. You look at the Senators players. Before a game, they're sitting there, goalies especially, they're visualizing, and they're going through the motions, muscle memory. So why can't we do that in business? Why can't we do that in life? Why can't we do that in innovation? Why can't we picture things, and instead of saying, oh, well, that will never work, that'll never happen, why can't we put a positive spin on that? And go, let's try it. How do we do this? How can we do this? So number 2, use the power of visualization. Number 3, there is nothing like taking action. Most people will sit there and plan 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 and plan. Now, not to say that you shouldn't have a plan. You need to start somewhere. You need to start right here. But you need to do something about it. That's the reality. So my encouragement and my challenge to you is this. You're going to have a great day here. You're going to hear a lot of great stories. Remember, these are people with their dreams. How can you, the minute that you leave out of that door, figure out what you're going to do? It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. What your background is, what your beliefs are. What is something that's missing? What is something that you've always looked at and wanted to say, hey, I want to do that. I want to do that. I remember when I was a kid, fondly actually, playing at Centenary Park and playing baseball. And I remember visualizing being in the major leagues. Right? I think all kids do that. Hockey, baseball, something. They see their hero up there. You have some idols. And I can remember going through that and visualizing. And even though it never came true, again, the realization of I just didn't have what it took, I didn't do anything about it. You can have the most powerful mind in the world, but if you don't take that first step, nothing's going to happen. So my encouragement to you is not only dream big, but also do something about it. So lastly, anybody make New Year's resolutions? How long do they last? A couple days, a couple weeks? Right? Anybody right now thinking about New Year's, getting a gym membership? Or well, it's November. I think I got to start a New Year's resolution pretty soon. There's never a good time to start. Never. There's always something that will come up. The good thing is, it's never too late to start. It's never too late to start. And in fact, you got to ask yourself, what is that that's holding you back? What's holding you back? So start now. Okay? Start now. Thank you.